You're way too nice with girls, and it's hurting you more than you think. You don't set plans, you don't draw lines, you avoid confrontation, you hide what you actually want. And then you sit there wondering why girls don't respect you, why they lose interest, why you feel walked over in your own life. So let's fix that. I want you to think of this less like some motivation speech and more like a full breakdown of how to stop being the nice guy everyone overlooks and start acting like a man people actually respect and feel attracted to. First thing, stop living like you're scared to bother anyone. Nice guys build their whole personality around not upsetting people. They're always worried they'll be too much, too forward, too picky, so they keep making sure everyone else is okay while ignoring what they actually want. It sounds polite, but it slowly kills your confidence. Girls don't look at that and think, wow, what a strong guy. They just feel like they're carrying the whole interaction. The first big shift you need is this: stop constantly asking and start making clear suggestions. Think about how you usually text or call a girl you like. You probably do this soft little dance. You ask how her weekend is, you ask when she's free, you ask what she wants to do, you hand her every decision one by one. You think you're being polite, but you're actually putting pressure on her to lead. Most girls don't want to lead everything. They want to feel like they're with a guy who has a plan. So instead of turning every plan into a long back and forth, you keep it simple. You check she's down to meet, you pick a specific day, and you suggest a specific plan. You're not bossing her around, you're just taking the lead. That small change says a lot about you. It says you know what you want, it says you're not scared to decide, it says you're okay if she says no. That's real confidence, and this isn't just about dates, it's about the way you move in life. Nice guys ask for permission for everything. They ask if it's okay to have an opinion, they always check if everyone else is comfortable before they even admit what they want. It sounds kind, but people start seeing you as passive. A respected guy still listens and still cares, but he doesn't abandon his own preferences. He offers a plan first, and then he adjusts if it makes sense. Another problem with always asking is it makes you sound unsure. When every sentence you say is a question, you look like you're doubting yourself. You say things with a question mark at the end, even when it's supposed to be a statement. Girls pick up on that. Your tone gives you away. So start training yourself to say what you want like it's normal, not like you're asking for a favor. "Let's meet Wednesday" hits completely different than "do you maybe want to meet sometime if you're not busy?" Being more decisive doesn't mean ignoring her. If she really can't do that day, cool, you adjust. The point is, you lead with a suggestion, not with a "please tell me what you want so I don't mess up." That one behavior shift alone can change how girls read you. You move from guy who's scared to lead to guy who knows what he's doing. Now, let's talk about something most nice guys never do: drawing the line. There are situations where someone crosses a boundary, and instead of speaking up, you just swallow it. You tell yourself it's not a big deal, you tell yourself you're being chill, but inside it bothers you. With dating, this shows up a lot. For example, you set up a date with a girl, and at the last minute she tries to change everything. She wants to bring a friend, she wants to turn it into some random group hang. She pushes your plans around like nothing. A guy with boundaries doesn't just accept that. He looks at the situation and asks, is this something I'm okay with? If the real answer is no, then he says no, calmly, respectfully, but clearly. He doesn't force himself into a setup he already knows he won't enjoy just because he's scared she might not like his answer. What most nice guys do is the opposite. They agree, even though their gut is already telling them it's a bad idea. They show up to a date that doesn't feel like a date. They accept behavior they're not okay with. And then afterward they feel used, annoyed, and confused why it felt off. They did that to themselves by not drawing the line. You have to get comfortable saying, "I'm not okay with that," in your own words. You don't need to say it with attitude. You don't need to start a fight. You just need to be honest. If she doesn't like that you have standards, then she's not the girl you want anyway. The more you accept anything just to keep someone around, the less they respect you. People respect what you protect. Boundaries show up in small things too. When someone is always late and never says sorry. When someone cancels last minute over and over. When a girl only hits you up when she's bored but disappears when you suggest meeting. When a friend constantly makes jokes that are actually disrespectful. You notice these things, but instead of addressing them, you laugh it off and hope it changes. It doesn't. Drawing the line doesn't mean you turn into some strict, cold person. It means you protect your time, your energy, and your self-respect. A girl might test you a little. People test what they can get away with. If you never push back, they just keep going. When you politely say no, you send a clear message. I like you, but I'm not desperate. That's attractive. Let's also hit something guys hate but can't avoid: confrontation. Most nice guys are terrified of it. At the gym, someone takes your machine mid-set. At work, someone talks over you in a meeting. With friends, someone makes a comment that crosses the line. You feel it in your chest. You feel annoyed. You replay what you could say in your head, but you stay quiet. You pretend it's fine. You keep lifting with worse equipment. You let the comment slide. And later, it eats at you. The problem is not just that other people get away with it. The bigger problem is that you lose trust in yourself. Every time you avoid needed confrontation, you teach yourself that you won't defend your own interests. You stop believing you'll have your own back. That's a hit to your self-respect every single time. The way to fix this is simple but uncomfortable. You handle it right away. The moment something happens, you speak up. Calm voice, normal tone, clear words. You don't wait until the third time. You don't wait until you're so angry that you explode. You address it early while you still feel mostly calm. So when someone takes the equipment you were just using, you don't storm over. You walk up and let them know you were using it and you have a few sets left. You say it in your own way, but you say it. When someone at work keeps interrupting you, you finish your sentence and then calmly bring the focus back. When a friend makes a joke that goes too far, you let them know you don't like that. You don't turn it into drama, you just don't let it slide. Doing it fast matters. If you wait hours or days, your mind builds it up into something huge. You start imagining conflict that probably won't happen. You picture them getting mad. You picture things getting weird. So you avoid it more. When you act early, there's no time to blow it up in your head. You just handle it. That repetition builds a new identity. I'm someone who deals with things directly. You also need to understand the difference between aggression and assertiveness. Aggression is about trying to win or hurt someone. Assertiveness is about protecting what matters to you while still respecting the other person. You don't need to raise your voice to be firm. You don't need to insult anyone to be clear. Many guys avoid even healthy assertiveness because they're scared of becoming the angry guy. You won't become that if you handle things early and calmly. Now let's talk about something more fun: attention. Nice guys hate being the center of attention. In a group, they talk quiet, stay on the edge of the circle, and hope no one calls on them. When someone gives them a chance to share something, they pass it off. They point at someone else, change the subject, or answer with one short sentence. Then they wonder why the loud, confident guy gets all the interest. You don't need to become the loudest person in the room, but you do need to stop running away from attention. You need to practice holding it. One of the easiest ways to do that is by telling short stories. Real ones. Things that actually happen to you. They don't need to be amazing. They just need some energy, a clear point, and a beginning and end. Most nice guys think they're bad storytellers, but really they're just scared of people looking at them. They rush, they mumble, they cut the story off too fast, or they drag it on forever with too many details because they're nervous. The fix is simple. Keep the story short and be present while you tell it. So if someone mentions travel, you share a quick thing that happened on your last trip. If someone talks about the gym, you share something funny or surprising that happened there. A good story doesn't mean you're trying to impress everyone. It just means you're willing to let people see your life and your personality. That makes you more memorable, especially to girls. When you tell stories, energy matters more than the content. You don't need to scream or act wild, but you can't sound bored by your own life. Speak a bit louder than normal. Look at the people you're talking to. Use your hands a little. Pause at key moments instead of rushing. Then land the story and move on. People like that. They don't want a 15-minute speech. They want short, real moments from your life. Also, stop thinking that taking up space is selfish. Other people talk. Other people share. Other people stand in the middle of the group and speak. You have the same right. When you start contributing more, you'll see the whole vibe shift. People will look at you more. Girls will notice you more. Not because you're perfect, but because you're actually in the conversation instead of hiding in the background. Now we need to talk about something a lot of guys never admit: manipulation. When you keep asking, "How do I get this girl to like me?" what you're really asking is, "How do I change myself so I can trick her into wanting me?" You start doing things that aren't natural. You pretend you're not interested when you are. You give extra compliments you don't really mean. You say you're fine with things that bother you. You hide your real expectations. You build this fake version of yourself and hope she falls for it. That always backfires. Either she sees through it and loses interest, or she likes the fake version of you and then slowly loses attraction when you can't keep it up. Both options are bad. The better way is simple. Keep it honest and direct. If you're interested in a girl, you show it with your actions, and you clearly invite her to spend time with you. Not as friends who maybe one day, but as a guy who actually likes her. If she says no, you accept it and move on. You don't try to convince her. You don't start doing favors hoping she changes her mind. You don't stick around as her emotional support when you secretly want more. You respect her answer and you respect yourself. Rejection is part of this. You can't be honest in dating and never hear no. It's impossible. But here's the thing. Every no is information. If girls keep turning you down, that's not a sign to hide more. That's a sign to level up. Instead of blaming them or calling them names, you look at yourself honestly. How's your body? How's your style? How's your energy? How's your conversation? How's your life? This is where self-improvement comes in. If you want better results with girls, you have to become a more attractive man. Not just on the outside, but starting there helps a lot. Get your body in order. You don't need to become a fitness model, but you do need to look like you take care of yourself. Lift weights, do some cardio, eat in a way that supports your goals. If you're skinny, work on building muscle. If you're carrying extra fat, work on losing it slowly. The discipline you build in the gym shows up everywhere else in your life. Fix your style. A lot of guys wear whatever is clean and think it doesn't matter. It does. Clothes that fit you well instantly change how people read you. Simple outfits work best. Clean shoes, clean shirts, jeans or pants that fit right. You don't need fancy brands. You just need to care. When you walk into a room, people see you before they hear you. The way you present yourself sends a message. Take care of your skin and grooming. This is not extra. This is basic. Wash your face. Use a simple moisturizer. Keep your hair under control. Keep your nails trimmed. Keep your beard or facial hair neat, or shave clean. You don't need a 20-step routine. You just need consistency. Good skin, clean hair, and fresh breath alone put you ahead of a lot of guys. Then work on your life. Girls are way more attracted to men who are going somewhere. That doesn't mean you need to be rich or successful right now. It means you're building something. You're building something. You care about your career, your studies, your business, your skills. You have goals and you move toward them. You're not just killing time every day, scrolling and playing games. Hobbies matter too. If your life is just work, phone, and sleep, you don't bring much to the table socially. Pick a couple things you genuinely enjoy and dive into them. It could be sports, music, learning a language, hiking, cooking, whatever. These things make your life fuller, and they also give you things to talk about. Stories come naturally when your life is full. The cool part is this. When you start doing all of this, you stop obsessing over one girl. You stop needing any girl to validate you. You still want connection, but you're not desperate for it. You're busy building a real life. And girls can feel that. A guy who is focused, active, and improving himself is way more attractive than a guy who sits around planning the perfect text. Another big mindset shift. Stop trying to avoid all discomfort. Being respected and attractive means you're willing to move through uncomfortable moments. Saying no is uncomfortable. Being direct about what you want is uncomfortable. Telling a story in front of a group is uncomfortable. Starting conversations is uncomfortable. Going to the gym when you feel insecure is uncomfortable. But every time you do the hard thing, you get stronger. You will make mistakes. You will say awkward things. You will misread certain situations. You will get rejected. That's normal. The only guys who never mess up are the guys who never try anything. And those are the same guys who stay stuck as the nice, safe, forgettable option. That doesn't have to be you. Also, pay attention to the promises you make to yourself. If you say you're going to hit the gym 3 times a week, do it. If you say you're going to dress better, don't fall back into wearing the same old clothes every day. If you say you're going to start being more direct, don't run back to vague texts the second you feel nervous. Keeping promises to yourself slowly builds a quiet, solid confidence that other people can feel. The people around you will adjust when you change. Some will respect you more. A few might get weird because they liked you more when you always said yes to everything. That's okay. You're not changing to please them. You're changing because you're tired of living like a background character in your own life. So let's put this all together in a simple way you can actually use. Start leading instead of always asking. Set clear plans when you invite someone out. Draw the line when someone crosses your boundaries. Handle problems as soon as they show up. Tell more stories and stop hiding from attention. Be honest about what you want from girls. Accept rejection and use it as feedback. Level up your body, your style, your grooming, and your life. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Keep the promises you make to yourself. You don't need to transform overnight. You just pick one thing from this and start today. Maybe tonight you send a clear, confident invite instead of a long, unsure text. Maybe tomorrow you finally handle that gym situation calmly instead of staying quiet. Maybe this week you start a basic skincare routine and clean up your style. Small moves, done consistently, change who you are. You're not stuck as the nice guy forever. You can stay polite, respectful, and kind without being walked over. You can lead. You can speak up. You can be honest. You can improve. And when you do, people will start treating you differently because you'll finally be treating yourself differently.